Hello, this is Advocate Chowdhury regarding 69% reservation prevalent in Tamil Nadu. There are two things to be understood. First is that the system applicable in Tamil Nadu is equitable and takes care of the meritorious students in that supposing there are 100 seats, the seats which are left for open category are first filled up, that is serials number 1 to 31 are first filled up, and then the 69% prevalent reservation is filled up for 69 seats, so that makes it 100, and then the seats which should have been granted to students scoring from serial number 32 to 50 are added to the 100 seats. Those are termed the supernumerary seats. So the cap of 50% is maintained, in that the students who would have benefited from the 50% cap are even otherwise accommodated into the list. So depending upon the scores of students in a particular year, ranking from 32 to 50, additional seats are created. Sometimes they may be a total of 19 seats, they may be lesser, and then the reservation percentage varies from 58% to 69% without compromising the rights of the open category students for 50% share in the seats. This is the system prevalent in Tamil Nadu after the cap of 50% was introduced by the Indira Sahani judgment, which is now law according to the fact that it is the Supreme Court's ruling. Interestingly, this is not to take that the Tamil Nadu reservations grew after the imposition of the 50% cap. In fact, in 1989, the reservation percentage in Tamil Nadu was 69%. 1992, the Indira Sahani judgment came, and there was a scramble to somehow protect that particular reservation, which was obviously a reflection of the composition of the society in Tamil Nadu, in which there are more backward castes than in members of backward caste number more than members of the open category is the social condition in Tamil Nadu. That's why there were a 69% reservation even before the Indira Sahani judgment. After the Indira Sahani judgment, obviously this 69% reservation became unconstitutional or illegal, and hence Tamil Nadu enacted a law which may protected the 69% reservation. Now what happened afterwards is interesting in terms of our discussion, because that act protecting the 69% reservation, which is in violation of the law, that is the 50% cap in Indira Sahani, that was then entered in the 9th schedule by action of the parliament, and that should have taken it beyond the purview of judicial review. But in 2007, the Supreme Court ruled that even if an act is entered in the 9th schedule, the validity and the constitutionality of the act can be challenged if it alters the basic structure of the constitution. And now 50% is taken to be the basic structure of the constitution. So the 69% reservation in Tamil Nadu is prevalent despite the 50% cap, because it is kept in the 9th schedule, but it was not increased after the Indira Sahani judgment, as was the increase in percentage in Maharashtra by extending benefit of reservation to the Maratha community. Now, it is in this context that the pro-reservationists of Maratha reservation want the Supreme Court to hear the Maratha reservation matter along with the Tamil Nadu reservation matter. But those are two separate and distinct laws. The question in the Tamil Nadu matter is only whether that 69% is can be challenged before the court. That is the question to be decided in the Tamil Nadu matter. Regarding Maratha reservation, the Supreme Court is sitting in appeal over the judgment given by the Mumbai High Court validating the reservation granted to the Marathas. And there are various grounds on which the Maratha reservation has been challenged. The two are separate and distinct. Ninth schedule is not a inviolate schedule now, according to ruling in 2007. An act which is in the ninth schedule can also be challenged on the basis of its constitutionality. So ninth schedule, merely entering of an act in the ninth schedule does not give it some sort of permanence. And the situation in Tamil Nadu and the situation in Maharashtra regarding reservation are separate and distinct. It is only a dilatory tactic on the part of the pro-reservationists in the SVC reservation that they are putting forth this or that argument before the Supreme Court and somehow trying to prolong the matter. Now it would be interesting to see what the Supreme Court rules on the composition of the bench which will hear the Maratha reservation matter. Some parties, including the state of Maharashtra, have sought that the matter should be referred to a constitutional bench comprising of 5 judges, and the Supreme Court will shortly decide that question. But Maratha reservation matter has no relation at all with the Tamil Nadu reservation matter, and Tamil Nadu reservation does not do disfavor to the open category candidates. The concerns of open category candidates are agreed in the system that the students falling in rank from 32 to 50 on the scale of 1 to 100 are accommodated by adding supernumerary seats. That I hope explains the matter regarding the Tamil Nadu reservation. I hope you keep watching my videos. This is Advocate Srirang Chaudhary signing off. Thank you.